NBC News has learned that ICE is telling all officers to temporarily stop pursuing people in vehicles. That's according to one current and two former senior Department of Homeland Security officials. It comes just 24 hours after a shooting involving ICE in Biddeford, Maine, that left a 26-year-old Colombian national dead. It marks the second fatal shooting involving ICE in just 1 week. Let's get to NBC News senior Homeland Security correspondent Julia Ainsley. She joins us now. Julia, you've reported on the pressure being placed on ICE agents to increase the number of arrests they make. So explain the significance now of this new DHS order, and is it accidental that it comes in the context of this recent shooting or not?
Not accidental at all, Kate. And I want to read you a quote that I just got from one of those senior DHS officials. When I asked about when this policy might be lifted, when they might start vehicle stops again, if there's a date attached to it, they told me there's no timeline, but that it is to give the agency time to evaluate, quote, the incidents, meaning the two fatal shootings that occurred within 1 week of each other, to determine what additional training is needed to reduce the negative outcomes we are seeing. Kate, I can't tell you what a change it is for someone inside DHS to be saying that, for them to be putting this policy in place. Do you think about back to January with the two incidents that killed two U.S. citizens in Minneapolis? There was a quick rush to say that those citizens had done something wrong. Even last week, they talked about the man who was killed in Houston using his weapon as a vehicle. They have not said that this man, the Colombian who was killed in Biddeford, Maine, was using his weapon as a vehicle. And now they are saying that it may be an issue of training and talking about the negative outcome of these incidents, saying it is an issue of ICE needing better training. So, of course, these investigations are underway. The FBI is assisting. We understand the Department of Homeland Security Inspector General is involved to see what exactly happened here. But just the fact that we're already hearing they think there needs to be a pause in vehicle stops, because time and time again, including with Renee Nicole Good and last week in Houston, it's an issue of an officer thinking that his or her life is in danger and using their weapon when there's someone they're trying to arrest inside a vehicle.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.